I remember my husband and I holding each other saying, are we in a dream? Is this real?
It's like, the earth fell out from underneath me. Sometime in the pregnancy process, her heart did not completely form. So as soon as the diagnosis was made and all their studies were done, we scheduled the first surgery.
From our caregivers and clinicians to our researchers, to the whole team at Cincinnati Children's, we try to set a tone of hope for a cure, for a treatment, for a better life.
Together, we can make a difference.
You can make a difference.
Together, we can change the outcome.
One child,
one family
at a time.
The day Lydia was discharged from her last surgery, where I said, okay, we made it through 3 of them, and she's walking and she's talking, and anything else that comes in the future, I know where to go for the answers. I know that I have people here to hold my hand through it that genuinely care about my family.
Cincinnati Children's saved my daughter's life, and they saved my life. Cincinnati Children's changed my life forever.
I remember sitting there with my wife, Jill, and seeing the doctor and the look in their eyes, and something just didn't seem quite right.
Definitely remember the words. We have some things to talk about. That's probably the hardest, most defining moment that oh wow, things are not what I planned. Isaac was born with a birth defect of his abdomen and spine. His whole midline didn't close properly. So it results in a series of surgeries.
We checked the local children's hospital there. We checked some of the other hospitals. We had genetic testing done. We heard everything, and it was hard to find much hope during that process.
So then you just have to keep going and find the best steps for your family and your child. And so we were blessed to be told, check out Cincinnati Children's.
It was the first time that there was a ray of hope. We saw that there could be a future for us with our son, Isaac. He's going to be in a wheelchair the rest of his life, and we don't see that as a bad thing. We see that as that's Isaac, and look out, world, because he's going to be wheeling right after you soon. So, knowing the expertise and the skill and the care that they put towards Isaac and us at Cincinnati Children's is extremely comforting for us, and gives us the confidence to go on living our lives with hope and love and joy, not in fear and doubt and regret. So that's really what Cincinnati Children's has done for us.
Isabella was 22 months old, and she had been sick for about a week, and it kind of ended us up in the ER at Children's. I think the world was just continuing, and I felt like I was sitting there watching it just speed by me. I found out that my daughter Isabella has leukemia, AML, a very rare type of leukemia. I put her in the hands of God and of Children's. For us, the months turned into years. So Isabella had 2 transplants and went through several courses of different protocols of chemo. So we lived at Children's more than we lived at home. And this was my extended family. She is currently 1 year and 3 months in remission off treatment, which is wonderful. And she's a very happy, carefree child. I think for me, what makes Children's so amazing is that it's a place filled with a lot of love and a lot of hope. And it shows in the outcomes. Not everybody's story ends the same way. We are incredibly blessed that she's still here. So We also then have a charge to give back, to help.
Together, we can make Cincinnati kids
The healthiest in the nation.
We can advance discovery
to change the course of childhood disease.
We can end suffering
for the children of Cincinnati and the world.
Cincinnati Children's excellence in pediatric care and research has changed the lives of people around the world.
Cincinnati Children's has achieved great success, but the future is even more important.
Until every single child who has some disease that hasn't been cured or hasn't been corrected is addressed, you can't rest.
We're not limited by, capabilities. We're limited by only the time and the resource that we set against it.
Cincinnati Children's touches the lives of so many families and so many children, and we all have a stake in that. And we all really have not only the opportunity, but the obligation to act to make a difference in those kids' lives. So join us in this campaign.
You just have to meet one example, one family that's been positively impacted, and it'll touch you, and you'll never need another example of why the work that's done here is so critical and so important and has such an impact to our families.
If you care deeply about children and their health, there is no better investment than Cincinnati Children's. Together, we can change the outcome for Cincinnati and the world, one child at a time.
Thank you for helping kids like me.
I'm feeling better.
Thank you.